So what I'm gonna do is make a Windows 10 machine and Ubuntu server and install Apache and FTP server on Ubuntu. Windows 10 machines is going to connect with the LAN segment in VMA and configure Apache server using FTP client FileZilla. Run the Ubuntu, run the Windows 10. So first, I'm gonna set the IP address for the Ubuntu server. IP address is similar to IP config in Windows. And you see ENS33 is a LAN segment, and ENS38 is net connection for the internet, I think. So I'm gonna make sudo IP address add 192.168.0.3/24 dev and interface password file exist. It's already there. Anyway, that added. File exists is fine. And for the net connection, we'll test the ping first. Go to Windows machine, cmd ping 192.168.0.3. It is pinging. To let the Ubuntu to ping to Windows 10, we have to set a firewall to allow the ping. PowerShell. I get the PowerShell. I'm gonna type netsh advanced firewall add rule name ICMP okay, let's cast. ICMP is the protocol to use in pinging. Protocol ICMP v4 8 any PIR action allow. Great. So if we go back to Ubuntu and ping the Windows machine 192.168.0.2, yeah, it is pinging. So the connection between Ubuntu and Windows is confirmed. But the Ubuntu server doesn't have the internet connection, which is in interface ENS38. So I'm gonna go IP link set dev ENS38 up not permitted, sudo dhc client DNS38 sudo dh client. So go back to IP address. Yes, it is up and it has a IP address from VMA virtual network. Next, I'm gonna install Apache. First, I'm gonna update the apt sudo apt update. Next, sudo install apt install Apache 2. Yes. That's it. We can test it by system ctl status Apache 2. And you can see it's active and it's running. Now, if you go back to Windows 10 and fire the edge. If you type the IP address of the Ubuntu server, you should see a Apache default web page. The IP address is 192.168.0.3, and yep, default page. Essentially, this is saying the instruction, where is the instruction, and this is default page for testing. Now go back to Ubuntu and let's install the FTP server. Same apt sudo apt install vs ftpd. Yes, I'll install it. That's it. To making a user to control the FTP through website Apache through the FTP is better. So I'm gonna make a new user. Sudo add user FTP admin. Password. Yes. So we did make the FTP admin, but we're gonna configure the FTP vs FTPD as well. So type sudo nano etc vs ftpd.config. So this is configuration page, and some of them are commented and some of them not. I'm gonna discomment this write enable and chroot local user. And to save it, Ctrl O, enter, and Ctrl X. So that is done. And after that, we need to make the home directory of FTP user into the var/www directory. To do that, sudo usermod home var www ftp admin. This is essentially meaning that FTP admin's home directory is gonna be var/www, which is web page, website directory. Say enter. Sudo ftp admin chon ftp admin var. This is giving the permission of the folder to FTP admin. And then sudo chmod 5 var www. This is removing a write permission from everyone. And finally, sudo chon ftp admin /var/www.html. Great. So this is finished, and we're gonna restart the FTP service from the Ubuntu server. Didn't work. FTP admin space sudo systemctl restart vsftpd. Done. If you go back to Windows 10 and I'm gonna install FileZilla. No. So the host is 192.168.0.3, which is Ubuntu. Username FTP admin, password. Enter. Do not say password, doesn't matter. Yes. And it is saying logged in and successfully load the FTP remote server. Click the HTML. And you can put a file into this HTML folder. Let's see. So we got this simple HTML file, and if you double click, let's change the name. If I double click this file in my local machine, it's gonna upload to this remote site to this directory. Double click, yes, it did work. If I go to the Edge browser and add Apache test.in.html, it should show the HTML file that I uploaded. Nope, it can't because I didn't give the permission. Right click, file permissions, public, read, yes, and refresh it. Ta-da, it did work. It looked like this because we don't have a CSS or something wrong with it, but it did work. And that is end of this video.